1886. History was especially cruel to religious monuments in France, symbols of the alliance between altar and crown after the Revolution of 1789 and before the extensive restorations of the 19th century. Wars, too, have taken their toll. Amiens was caught in the midst of the 100 Years' War. Reims was shelled throughout World War I. Cathedrals have suffered as a result of accidents and human error. In the 17th century, the explosion of a powder mill in the city of Amiens blew out stained glass on the proximate side of the church. The spectacular fire that destroyed the roof of Notre-Dame, Paris, in April 2019 was caused either by a faulty electrical circuit or a discarded cigarette. Thus we shall follow the fate of cathedrals, not only as they rose to full height in the age of cathedrals, but as evolving masterworks of stone, glass, wood, and metal in the post-medieval world. There are ways of knowing cathedrals apart from historical or technical understanding. These lie in the realm of the imagination and of feelings, which may be subjective, different for each of us, but not without overlap or limits. We can no longer see the past, but we can imagine it, and we can still feel the emotional pull of what is left of it. I have tried to account, then and now, for the cathedral effect, what one might have felt or imagined when they were covered inside and out by the bright colors of painted stone, visible at present only in traces, as by the deeply saturated glazings that in some places have been replaced by transparent glass. Cathedrals were once filled with gleaming liturgical objects, rich clerical vestments, tapestries, and rugs, and with the protracted sounds of organ and chant, which made the vast volume of the medieval church as powerful a total work of art as anything ever produced in a large public festival, modern theater, or opera house. Though less visually vivid now, and less acoustically rich, the wonder of Gothic churches continues to move and impress, and to inspire delight, ecstasy, terror, awe, and even pathos at what they have lost, alongside admiration for what they have kept. Part of acquainting ourselves with Gothic cathedrals has to do with vocabulary. The word cathedral comes from the Latin cathedra, meaning an easy chair, and came to refer to the church or seat of a bishop, or the site of a bishop's seat. The cathedral functioned as the central church of a diocese, which derives from the Greek word for administration. The diocese, or bishopric, may be divided into smaller units or parishes under the care of a priest. Not all the monuments we shall consider are, strictly speaking, cathedrals, nor have they always enjoyed that title. For centuries, Saint-Denis was known as an abbey church attached to the monastery on its southern flank. After the Revolution of 1789 and the dispersal of religious institutions associated with monarchy, it became the Basilica of Saint-Denis, and only after 1966, when the Diocese of Saint-Denis became a bishopric, did the old abbey church officially become a cathedral. Similarly, the Sainte-Chapelle was originally built as the private chapel of King Louis IX, and has never been associated with a bishop, though most visitors today think of it, alongside of Notre-Dame, Paris, or Chartres, as one of the cathedrals of France. The status of religious buildings has blurred in the wake of the state appropriation of church property, now managed by the French Ministry of Culture. The terms used to describe the basic components of a cathedral, from the portals and porches of the west facade to the ambulatory chapels of its easternmost flank, from the crypt below to the towers and spires above, are familiar to medieval specialists, but not to the general public. This poses a dilemma, what to call the elements of their design, so as to include the reader without losing the hallowed flavor of time-tested terms. Some of what makes a Gothic cathedral different from, say, a Greek temple, the entrance to an apartment building in Paris of the 1880s.